All right, Mikey Garcia and Vasily Lomachenko. Look, these guys are going at it in the media, talking, just basically talking trash back and forth. They have two common opponents, okay? Both guys have been in the ring with Salido and Roman Martinez. So, they're kind of basically comparing what they've done, in comparison, right? We look okay. So we've all heard. I'm not going to go. We've all heard the going back and forth in the media, CBS Sports. I'll put a link below. Where these two guys gave their interviews. And remember, Garcia was signed with Top Rank, but he made a clean break because I think that's what respectful stand-up boxers do. Unlike Andre Ward, a guy that basically ruined his own career and deprived himself of his prime, fighting shit out in court that when he should have been in the ring. But moving on, Mikey Garcia, he's a free agent now, but he is working with Richard Schaefer and Premier Boxing Champions. He's not signed with any of them. He's gotten offers from Golden Boy and some other big promoters. I'm not quite sure who. I know Golden Boy for sure has offered him a deal since he's left Top Rank. But, look, so Mikey Garcia said Loma is getting a lot of praise in the media, making the pound-for-pound list and basically doing what he's already done. But Garcia said, he's beat my leftovers, right? Then he goes on to badmouth Loma for the Salido fight, claiming Lomachenko is doing what Garcia has already done. Okay, so he's like a little bit jealous here. Garcia said he won his second world title that I vacated by beating Roman Martinez, the guy who I previously knocked out, and all of a sudden he's the greatest star by doing things I have already accomplished, said Garcia. And don't you know it, all these YouTube channels are all over this shit. Just another way to badmouth Loma. It just seems like every video I watch, they're all siding with Mikey Garcia. I like both guys. But, so, okay, Loma goes back, reads the article or the interview that Garcia gave, and says, okay, let's break it down. Garcia had a broken nose in the fourth round, although Salido had been down 4 times in 3 rounds in the Garcia-Salido fight, which, by the way, was a very impressive showing by Garcia. Loma's just basically trying to say because of the broken nose, he could have been taken out, but I don't agree with that. I really don't. Salido, but I will say Salido was off that night. He wasn't himself. He was 32 years old, Garcia 25. And if you remember, Garcia knocked him down with 2 left hooks, that just vicious uppercut, and then the jab. Salido weighed in 126, Garcia 125.5 in the featherweight division, so it was at featherweight. Salido had already lost to Juan Manuel Marquez and Gamboa at that time. Going into the Mikey Garcia fight, he had those losses on his resume. So, but anyway, you look at it, I think it was an impressive win for Garcia. And then, Garcia offered him a rematch. He didn't take it, okay? So, and at that time, and I kind of went back and looked at this because I remember this. At that time in the featherweight division, you had guys like Chris John, Ponce de Leon, Johnny Gonzalez, Billy Dab, Javier Fortuna, and, of course, Jerry Russell Jr. Remember, Ponce de Leon gave Adrian Broner his best fight of his career. Chris John had his lineal claim at that time. He had the lineal, he had the belts, and he was at the top for a long time. And then Gary Russell Jr., he was actually just an upcoming prospect, so I like to go back in time and read all this stuff because, you forget, back then during that fight, Gary Russell Jr. just a prospect, so, what is he now? I don't know. That's kind of, up to you. And if memory serves me correctly, Garcia was with Top Rank. Yeah. He was with Top Rank during the Salido fight. So, but look, Salido, he had a limited amateur career, turned pro at age 15. The dude was in construction and made his way into boxing, like a lot of these upcoming guys do. So, boxing's a place anyone can make it big, and that's kind of what Salido did. He was basically destined to work labor his whole life and got into boxing. So, I give him a lot of praise too. So anyway, then Loma says, as long as he stays at 135, we can see who is the best. And he's saying that Garcia is just jealous that he's getting all the praise right now. And really Garcia, he's kind of coming across like a jealous kid, in my opinion. He's kind of he's coming across really arrogant, in this interview, and to a degree that's okay, as long as you just maintain that arrogance and confidence, because a lot of times, we all know what happens. You get too arrogant, you get too confident, you wind up on the canvas. So. And then look at the Martinez fight. Okay, look what he did to Martinez. Look what he did to Gary Russell Jr. Look what he did to Nicholas Walters. I'm talking about Loma. He's already beaten every style of boxer out there. So as far as who wins, I would probably go with Loma as of now. I think Garcia probably has more power, but when you look at Lomachenko, like I said, against Martinez, against Gary Russell, against Nicholas Walters, and it's just he has that one bad mark, that Salido fight, which I hate that he lost. But now, like Spence, Loma gets a lot of credit early on in his career. So, I try to keep it fair. I don't want to be biased. I think, Loma, he gets a lot of praise. What is he, 8 or 7-1 right now? I think 8 fights, 1 loss, 7 wins. So, it's hard to tell. I'll make my decision when he hits 20, or, if he becomes lineal champ, something like that. I don't know. It's really hard for me to formulate an opinion about Loma right now. It really is. So, with only 8 fights, it's hard. But, like I said, when he hits 20, or when he does, what other guys have done when they hit 20 and 30 fights, and then maybe I can make my mind up. But basically, yeah, right now these two guys going back and forth, they both need an opponent, so I don't see why it couldn't happen. As like I said, or like Loma said, as long as they can meet at 135. That's what he's saying. So we'll see. It all depends. But look, real quick, let me go over this boxing schedule with you guys. Where is it? Boom, boom. We'll start right here. Speaking of Loma, so remember, we got the Lomachenko Jason Sosa fight coming up. And remember, Sosa, he was the one that either beat Walters, or it was a draw? I can't remember. I want to say it was a draw. Yeah, I believe it was a draw. Or he got raw. I think he got raw. One or the other. I can't remember right now. But again, I'm going with Loma in this fight. But could it be like the upset of the year? Possibly, but the odds of that happening are really, really thin. But those guys, Saturday, April 8th. So coming up, I believe. This shit keeps popping up on here. I believe it's coming. What is today? Today is like the 20th. So yeah, it'll be about a week from now. And then you have on the same day, on April 8th, you got the Flanagan and the Williams fight there for you UK guys in Manchester. April 15th, right here, you got Ricky Burns and an Indongo. Okay, that's gonna be a good fight. Actually, I want to watch that. That's Saturday, the 15th, and then of course the Anthony Joshua Klitschko fight, April 29th, Wembley Stadium, London, England. So they're all good fights. And then May 6th, Canelo Chavez. Of course, we all want to watch that. And now we know they have. What's his name? Lucas Matisse on the undercard. Got David Lemieux, so I'm looking forward to that. It's a good undercard. I put out a video about the undercard. But yeah, what do you guys think about this Loma Garcia situation? I don't. It's like they're going back and forth on. So look, if you look at their common opponents, I honestly believe that Mikey Garcia had a better win over Salido. And of course I do. Because fucking Loma lost, right? So it's hard to. And plus, you had the 4 knockdowns, things like that. But like Loma's trying to say, well, Garcia had a broken nose, and if he would have made it through, he would have taken him out. That's kind of his defense, which I don't agree with that. So I think he had a better look. I think Garcia had a better win over Salido, and I think Lomachenko had a better win over Martinez. So that's what I think. So right now they're kind of tied. Okay, in my mind it's kind of a tie. But as far as who looks more impressive, I would definitely go with Lomachenko. Because speed kills. Speed kills power. And Garcia, he is a good boxer. He's a great boxer, but I think Lomachenko is just too technical. and I think he would just tag them all night. You know, he would just box the shit out of them basically, and probably win a decision. I mean, I don't know if there'd be a lot of knockdowns in this fight. You know, I mean, you know, but it's possible. It's possible, but I've got Loma by decision. So anyway, I just wanted to share the latest with you guys. I mean, they're trying to, you know, and as far as like, are they actually going to get in the ring and fight? I mean, it's a possibility. I think eventually, yes. Now, is it going to be after the Sosa fight? Who knows? I mean, it could be potentially. And then remember, there's also been a lot of talk about Pacquiao and Loma. But again, you got that weight difference. I mean, look at this right here. Look how drained he is, man. That's Mikey Garcia. That's crazy. You know, when I look at that picture. But, yeah. And then, of course, you got the Lomachenko and Manny Pacquiao fight coming up. And by the way, I mentioned I would put out a video about Manny Pacquiao and his next opponent. I mean, right now it's looking like Jeff Horn. I mean, there's really no need for me to even make a video. You know, now, of course, we all wanted the Amir Khan fight, but you know, I probably will just make a video about that because I have two other names that they mentioned, but oddly, the video that I watched, it's been taken down. So someone went and interviewed Freddie Roach, and he gave two names that apparently Bob Arum gave him, and now that video has been taken down, and I can only remember one of the two names. So I'll make a video about that later, But yeah, look, leave your comment below, like, share, subscribe. You know, I'm trying to hit 1,000 subs because that way, when you hit 1,000, YouTube kind of picks you up and they start to help promote your channel, so we can grow the channel. So if you guys would please do that, I would appreciate it. And you know, I'm gonna at least do one video a day, either one like I'm doing now, kind of a long one, or I might do 2 or 3 like shorter videos. So, and then eventually we're gonna go live, and I'll get back in front of the camera. And I'll probably do like another Q&A pretty soon. I enjoyed that. So, and don't forget, check out the Facebook group Counterpunch Boxing, not the like page, but the actual group Counterpunch Boxing Talk. All right, guys, thank you for watching.